Hi, this is Mike Hannick with Family Time Fitness. We're back with our next installment of our 50 states in 50 days, looking at the physical education requirements in each state. So today we are going to look at the physical education requirements in the state of Idaho. The state delegates much of the responsibility for physical education to the local school districts. But they do have the requirements are that students must take physical education in grades 1 through 8. There's no physical education requirements for high school students as an elective. Or I guess the schools, they can provide it as an elective, but it's not required. Students aren't required to take it. So there's no graduation requirement in the state of Idaho for physical education. But through grades 1 through 8, grades 1 through 8, there is a physical education requirement. The state doesn't set a time limit, and so again, that's back on the local school districts to set the time requirement for each of their own schools. The state doesn't require daily recess. It doesn't require schools to provide daily recess. And so really, like I said, it's up to the local school district to set the time requirements for physical education. And so looking at my research and looking at what's happening in Idaho, it really seems like a lot of the educational requirements are put on the local school districts. And if we look in the homeschool community in Idaho, and that's again where we spend most of our time, our programs, our physical education programs are designed primarily to work well with homeschooling families. Obviously, there's no physical education time requirements in the state of Idaho. They actually give the families a lot of freedom in setting their own curriculum, so there's no real regulations on any subject material to be covered in Idaho. It's really up to the discretion of the families to provide that educational experience for their kids. And so someone who is a physical educator, and I've seen the benefits of physical education, even though it's not required in the state of Idaho. It does help enhance your child's academic performance. We can see the research, like I've said many times, the research shows that regular physical education and physical activity, it does help to your mind work better. It helps in reading, it helps in math, it helps in all the remembering, in memory, in processing, in staying focused, being able to pay attention for longer periods of time. And so that is one of the major benefits of regular physical education. But like I said, in looking at my research, and there obviously the state of Idaho is going through, this process comes up, I guess, in their state legislature and trying to determine whether physical education should have a required number of minutes, and they're working on those things, or what types of courses are required, or should we require it for graduation. Those discussions seem to be happening in the state legislature in Idaho. But again, you get down to the local levels, and it looks like the superintendents who have to make those decisions kind of are analyzing costs, and they're looking at can they afford to add physical education on a regular basis to pay those teachers to do it. And really, it seems that they want to put it back on the parents to, we don't have time during our school day to add more physical education, so let's, educate the parents and help the parents, encourage the parents to make that time in their day when they have their kids to do some physical education or physical activity. And so as parents raising your kids, I strongly encourage you to look at the benefits of physical education, of getting your kids physically active, teaching them how to learn properly, learn to move effectively and properly in a variety of different ways, so that they can experience a wide range of activities as they get older and they hopefully live an active lifestyle. And obviously the state of Idaho has great outdoor resources, and you've got snow skiing, and you've got hiking and mountain biking and kayaking and all those things. And if your kids can learn to move in a variety of settings, that they can then, it's a lot easier to pick up those activities and learn those activities, and then encouraging that healthy lifestyle. So my encouragement to the families in Idaho is to add physical education to your curriculum, to your area course of study. and get your kids moving and active and learning to move in a variety of ways. So if you've liked this video, if you know people in Idaho, we'd appreciate if you shared it with them. Thanks again for watching, and we'll be back with our next installment tomorrow. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.